everyone, I hope you are in good health. I am your chemistry teacher. In the previous video, we studied about Rutherford's experiment which led to the discovery of nucleus. We also studied about a limitation due to which Rutherford's model of atom was rejected. Then a scientist, Niels Bohr, proposed a model of atom by explaining the limitation of Rutherford's model. He explained that even though the electrons are moving at high speed around the nucleus of atom, they do not lose energy. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in fixed orbits, and each orbit has a different radius and definite amount of energy. Therefore, electrons in an atom are moving, but the energy of electrons remains stationary. Means the energy of electrons does not change in a fixed orbit. Let us study some main points of Bohr's model of an atom. Number one is that each atom consists of a dense, heavy, and positively charged nucleus containing protons and neutrons. This nucleus is present at the center of atom. The negatively charged electrons are revolving around the nucleus in fixed circular paths. These fixed circular paths are called orbits or energy levels or shells. There are equal number of electrons and protons in an atom. That is why an atom is electrically neutral. The energy shells are represented as K, L, M, N, O, and so on, or numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. This numbering or naming of the orbits starts from the nucleus side. The energies of the shells go on increasing as the distance between the shells from nucleus increases. Therefore, K shell has least energy, L shell has more energy than K shell, M shell has still more energy, and so on. Each shell can hold a fixed number of electrons. The maximum number of electrons that can be present in any shell is 2n square, where n is the number of shell. For example, if we want to know the maximum number of electrons that can be present in first shell, then we will put n is equal to 1 in formula 2n square. And 2 multiplied by square of 1 is equal to 2. So it means that first shell can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. Similarly, for L shell, that is second shell, n is equal to 2. So 2 multiplied by square of 2 is equal to 8. Therefore, L shell can accommodate maximum 8 electrons. Like this, we can calculate the maximum number of electrons in any shell of the atom. There is no change in the energy of an electron so long as it revolves in a particular orbit. The energy of an electron changes as it changes the energy shell. An electron releases energy when it jumps from high energy shell to low energy shell. And an electron gains energy on jumping from lower energy shell to higher energy shell. For example, we know that M shell has higher energy than L shell. So if an electron jumps from M to L shell, then it releases energy. And if it jumps from L to M shell, then it gains energy. So now it is clear that an atom is made up of two main parts, that is nucleus and extranuclear part. The nucleus is the central and heavy part of the atom which contains neutrons and protons. As neutrons are neutral and protons are positively charged, so the overall charge on nucleus is positive charge. The extranuclear part consists of electrons which revolve around the nucleus in fixed circular paths called orbits or energy shells. Now next we are going to study about the atomic number and mass number of an element. Every atom of an element has a fixed number of protons in its nucleus. This fixed number of protons is referred to as its atomic number. As no two different elements can have same number of protons in the nucleus of atom, so no two different elements can have same atomic number. The atomic number is represented by an alphabet Z. Moreover, the number of electrons in an atom of element is also equal to its atomic number because an atom contains the same number of electrons and protons in it. For example, if the atomic number of an element is 12, then its atom contains 12 protons and 12 electrons. The total mass of protons and neutrons inside the nucleus is regarded as the atomic mass of an element. Therefore, atomic mass or mass number can be defined as the total number of protons and neutrons present in one atom of an element. For example, an atom of sodium element contains 11 protons and 12 neutrons. So, the mass number of sodium is 11 plus 12, which is equal to 23. The mass number of an atom is denoted by an alphabet A. Now let's see how mass number is related to atomic number. Mass number is equal to the number of protons plus number of neutrons. Since the number of protons in an atom is equal to the atomic number of the element, so the above relation can also be written as mass number equals atomic number plus the number of neutrons. The mass number and the atomic number can be indicated on the symbol of an element. The atomic number is written as subscript on the lower left side of the symbol, whereas the mass number is written as superscript on the upper left side of the symbol. For example, the atomic number of helium is 2 and its mass number is 4, so it can be represented as shown here. Also, the mass number of carbon is 12 and its atomic number is 6, so it is represented as shown here.